Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I will be giving you something majestic, something fierce, and something wicked. I will be customizing and repainting this vintage reproduction Barbie in the stylings of Elphaba from The Wizard of Oz. As you can see, her face is too kind and too gentle, so my job here is to bring out the wickedness out of her. I want her to have a fierce expression, staying true to the Hexen style, which is just fierce and bold, and just dramatic in total. Because her skin is not completely green, we can then add green makeup and give her green with envy. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So like always, our first step is to prep and prime her face. I take my acetone, or you can also use nail polish remover if it has acetone in it to remove the factory paint. And after it's all dried, I prime her face with Mr. Super Clear or MSC to give it a paper-like texture so that the pastels, pencils, and paint will work on the vinyl face. Then we can go ahead and start sketching out the features we want to add onto the doll. I use my dreamt watercolor pencils, and no, I do not use this wet. You're not gonna get clean lines if you use it wet. It's just watercolor pencils because it adheres with the MSC a lot better. But yeah, I'm just sketching out the idea that I want this doll to have. And as you can see, this has such a unique face mold, so it's a little tricky to kind of play around with, but it's kind of fun also when you get the idea. So as you can see, this is the first layer, and the pigments aren't really that sharp and the colors aren't really there. Obviously I'm working with neutrals for now, so it's easier to erase. But the key to face repainting a doll is to work with layers, especially because we use Mr. Super Clear. You have to work with layers in order to build the pigments and the colors. And for me, I love my repaints to be very high contrast, sharp lines, and bold colors. And so I am going to go over it and over it multiple times, the same exact area, same exact colors, to build in the true pigments of the face. Because her skin isn't really green with envy, I'm adding it onto her eyelids, and now we can go and add the sharpest wing eyeliner ever. And you guys know, if you followed me for such a long time, I love sharp wing liner that can cut a finger. Like, ugh, I love it. And for her eyebrows, I'm using a gradient technique. So the very further back, it gets really black, and then it kind of gets brown in the very beginning. I'm adding a shade of French blue onto her crease line to act as a transition color. I'm gonna go and highlight her brow bone later, so we need that transitional color to go into her crease. There are so many versions of Elphaba, and still the best one for me, even though I haven't seen the Broadway show, is Wicked, and I'm waiting for another chance to go to New York or to LA or wherever they're showing Wicked again and watch it. I obviously love Idina Menzel as Elphaba so much more because she's the original one, but this is pretty much an amalgamation of two Elphabas, the one from Wicked and also the one from Once Upon a Time. I just love how glamorous they made Zelina in Once Upon a Time. Like, she had the sparkling green skin and red lips and smoky eyes, and her fashion was over the top, and I just loved how glamorous it was. I wanted to give her eyelids some glitter and sparkle, so I'm using Plex pigmented powders. I got this from Dick Blick's art supply store. Pretty expensive, I gotta tell you, but you don't use a lot of it. So I even take it from the lid and I just brush it out. And this one I have to layer as well. Be careful, wear a mask when you're playing around with this specific powder because it will literally fly everywhere. It's insane. And I think I layered this 3 times in order to get the pigments to stay in place. I'm just adding some shadows onto her nose, and I'm going to go and add her nostrils with a darker green pencil. I want her eyes to look like they're glowing, so I'm gonna add some yellow onto her iris. And in order to get the sharpest and cleanest white pigment, I'm gonna go and resort to my acrylic paint to do that. I also do the same thing with her lips because I want it to be very clean and sharp, and using pencils only can give it a diffused look, and that's not really my style, that's not my tea, so yeah, let's go ahead and do that. I'm adding gloss to her eyelids because it is such a trend with Pat McGrath and also K-Beauty to have the glossy eyelids. They pretty much make you look more natural, but obviously there's nothing natural about this, and as usual we're doing it onto her lips as well. I've gotten comments as to why I don't do it on the actual eye parts, and I don't do it for photography reasons and video reasons. When I do it in video, it just casts a bad reflection, and also for photography it's so hard to correct and go over it with the colors that I initially added, so I'd rather not do that. And it looks really good anyway, and I love it, so it's my choice, but it looks really good with her lips and also her eyelids all shiny. I'm adding a beauty mark onto her right cheek because why not? Every glamorous woman has a little bit of imperfection onto her face, and this is what it is. And here is a before and after. I don't do this a lot, but I really wanted to showcase how I made her from good to evil, pretty much. This is like her awakening, that she's wicked, and I love it. I'm gonna go ahead and add some quote-unquote emerald earrings onto her just to give her some spark under all of her black clothing. Moving down, I wanted to give her some gloves, and I wanted it to be patent leather gloves specifically, and so I'm just painting it with acrylic paint, and I'm glossing it over with Mod Podge, the gloss version. And as you can see, it looks really good. So this is the outfit that came with her. It has a very Victorian vibe to it, but there's this ugly monkey patch with it, and I'm just really bothered. It's like, it's very hodgy-podgy. It's like, I understand it's very like fairy tale book, but it's not my tea. And she came with striped socks, but it's not really socks, more like warmers. And she also came with these beautiful boots that I love, but will probably not use. And of course she came with her iconic hat, and I love this. This is my favorite part. They did not go simple on this hat. They added bows and they added the pointy part. And I just love this hat. It wouldn't be Elphaba without it. So first I'm gonna go ahead and try and peel this off because I think I saw some hope that you can peel it off. Obviously it's not gonna be clean, but let's try our best. Okay, so that didn't work. I'm gonna go and paint it with matte acrylic paint and see if that will blend it better. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see how it goes. While the dress is drying, I'm gonna go and take the stockings that I got from a Silkstone doll. It's black, and it fits the reproduction Barbies a lot because they have similar features with the Silkstone. I'm just gonna replace the striped socks with this because I feel like it's much better. It's not as in your face, and it still gives it a hint of glamour. So the dress is a mess. As you can see, the monkey is still there, but I just decided to give it some dimension and added more texture onto the dress. Obviously the textile that they used was very flat and there's just no reflection or anything, so I'm gonna use my hot glue gun technique that I've used all the time and create these branch-like, flame-like, magic power-like, smoke-like, ink-looking-like type of effect. This is free-handed, organic lines, organic strokes. Nothing was ultimately planned out. So yeah. And then I'm gonna go and paint over that with the matte acrylic paint mix with Mod Podge, and the Mod Podge will help retain the flexibility of the dress. I decided to kind of bleed in the paint onto the top of her hat as well, just so that it has the roughed around the edges type of look with the colors. And for the pendant, I didn't really like this color scheme, so I just decided to make everything gold, and I'm gonna go and dry brush it later with black just to give it the aged look. So this is the finished dress, and as you can see, I love it so much. Personally, I think it looks really good. It just makes it more evil looking and more wicked, in my opinion. I love how it actually reflects the light without being shiny. I'm freaking out. For her shoes, I got these Hextra Silkstone pumps. I got it from a convention here in Las Vegas. I'm just gonna go and paint it black, and we're going to add our red bottoms. And this is how the shoes look, and it looks so good. It looks so edgy. I would wear this. You guys know I would wear this. But it's so cute. I love the red bottoms, obviously. And I love how shiny it is. And so yeah, let's go ahead and put it on her. So last minute decision, I decided to paint her gloves red because it just blended with the entire dress, and I want this to shine through a little more. So yeah, I decided to give her red gloves instead. And just so she's not alone, we are giving her a companion. This is supposed to be a monkey, but obviously it's a chimpanzee. And we're gonna add wings from the remnants of the horse that I used Twilight's staff for. I still have the wings, so I'm gonna use that. We're going to recycle the wings of that horse, and we're going to add it to this chimpanzee monkey. And as always, if you are very young, please have adult supervision or your sisters or your brother to help you with this project of cutting things, because it is very dangerous. So yeah. To blend it in with the entire body, I'm going to use Epoxy Sculpt, which is kind of like a industrial clay. It dries on its own and it's waterproof. And I just mix 2 equal parts together to create one big part. I just pinned the wings for now so that it's easier for us to actually sculpt around it without it moving, and then we can go and blend in and sculpt in some hair and some fur type of texture to blend it with the monkey. Oh my god, I know people are gonna come for me in the comments. They're gonna say it's a chimp. I said it's a chimp. I know it's a chimp. It's gonna be like Rainbow Dash all over again when I said it was a tortoise, when clearly it was a turtle. I'm sorry, these things are human mistakes. Like, my gosh, you know? I am adding some tail onto the chimp to make it a monkey. Most chimps do not have a tail, and most monkeys do, so we're going to create a transitional hybrid of a chimp monkey, and I'm just adding this tail onto it. I think it actually made it more believable that it is a monkey because of the tail. So yeah, and we're creating a fantasy, okay? We're creating a fantasy hybrid character. If Avatar the Airbender can create and mix 2 animals together, I can do the same thing, you know? If they can have a flying bison and also a rabbit bear, I can have a chimp monkey. And to seal everything and blend the sculpted parts and also the wings, I'm gonna go and paint the entire thing with this bluish grayish mixture that I created. I mixed blue, green, and black all together to create this color, and I think it's perfect because when it dried down it was a lot toned down. I'm going to use a more green shade onto the face, the ears, the hands, and also the feet, just to kind of have a good break. I think the original monkeys were gray with blue faces, but I really wanted my monkey to reflect my version of Elphaba, so I decided to go with green. And because also the design on her skirt was neon blue monkey. You know, kind of pay homage to what we have covered up. And I'm just brushing the entire thing with a very, very watered down black just to give a dimension to the fur and to the design of the monkey's appearance and features. By the way, this chimpanzee slash monkey was actually from Hobby Lobby. Tried not to support them, but you know, they have a lot of stuff that's necessary. But yeah, it's really nice. It has a great sculpt. I'm sure you can find this online as well. You just have to know the right words to say and also the scaling. So make sure if you're ordering something like this online is to take a hold of the measurements before you order it, because you never know if it's like smaller than a dime or bigger than your house. I want to give him a collar and not a uniform so that we know that he's like the #1 monkey, the #1 pet. So I'm just gonna use this faux leather fabric that I got from a local supply store. You can get this from Walmart, Joann's. And I'm also taking my golden spikes that I got from China from AliExpress, and we're just going to go ahead and stud it. I am so obsessed because this looks so cool. Like, if I had a pet, which I will in the future, they're gonna have some spikes or something. Like, something soft, not like hard. And then I'm taking this gold chain from a necklace that I got. Pro tip, you can actually shop like dollar store for necklaces or, you know, earrings and stuff like that, which you can use for your doll. So you don't have to spend so much. And then I'm just gonna go and glue it all together so that he can have a cute accessory. Oh my gosh, this looks so incredible. It definitely needs a name, so if you have some names down below, comment them, but it looks so nice. I feel like he's like a gentle monkey, like, you know, like kind and gentle and like very nice. So yeah. She actually also came with a broomstick, but as you can see, it looks very plain and simple, and I'm just not into it. We need to have the level of hextraness that Elphaba has now. I'm cutting this part so we can fan out the broom a lot better, so that it actually, you know, it looks like a broom. And we're gonna add more detailing with our hot glue gun as well to the broom, so it kind of matches her dress and the entire element goes together. To play around and balance the entire color story, I'm gonna paint this as well with gold just to give it another metallic element. I feel like gold really looks good on this doll as her accessories as well. And I'm gonna dry brush it with black just to age the broomstick a little more. And I'm gonna add some black detailing as well just so that it's not that simple looking. I also aged the tail part of the broom and I added a hint of gold to the top of it just so that it matches the entire aesthetic. Now we have everything together, let's go ahead and assemble her.